Hey everybody, Paul Heumiller, Dream Guitars, and today I just thought it'd be fun to make a video just demonstrating or really talking about vintage guitars and modern guitars. To me, there's all these different eras of guitars, and for very good reason. Obviously, things were different 100 years ago as far as what materials and tools and techniques builders knew and had at their disposal. Then, of course, modern builders have been able to leverage all of that knowledge and seen all these great instruments in the past, and then are also driven and inspired to do something completely different from some of the vintage instruments that we're all familiar with. So as I record guitars week after week here at Dream Guitars, some days it's vintage, some days it's modern, some days it's both. And I'm always really fascinated when I pick up one or the other and just how they take me to a different place musically. You guys have probably heard me say before, I'm a songwriter first and foremost. That's why I personally play guitar. So the guitar is the beginning of an inspiration often for me in my songs. So I just thought it'd be fun today to just pick up some vintage guitars and some modern guitars and let you hear for yourself sort of how contrasting they are. Both beautiful, both totally useful, both amazing. So it's not about any kind of competition. It's really more about relishing and enjoying and celebrating the fact that we have these different guitars from different periods in time, and the designs and techniques and woods that were used. So what I've got today is I've got a 36 Gibson AJ, sort of a holy grail guitar for sure. Off camera here, I've got a 27 Martin 00018 we'll be playing. The AJ is rosewood, the Martin is mahogany. I've got a Jordan McConnell guitar, who's a modern builder from Winnipeg, Canada, one of my faves. It's a Brazilian rosewood with a moon spruce top. And then I've got a Bryan Galloup, which is a brand new guitar as well. So we'll have all I'm going to do really is pick them up and play them and let you sort of understand with your ears how things have shifted. This is just a very small sample, of course, but I think it'd just be enjoyable and fun for us all to just contrast the old and the new and what they each have to offer a little bit. First, an old Gibson guitar. Gibsons really are well known for this, for the G chord. So many records have had an old Gibson Dreadnought on the G chord that we all kind of know and love. Just really dry, really punchy, a little bit bright, and just beautiful. So here's a couple of chords on the 1936 Gibson AJ. So here I have a brand new Bryan Galloup guitar, and this one's made out of wenge on the back and sides, which is one of the sustainable woods we're starting to use now. So something else that's newer in guitars versus 100 years ago is there's many, many woods being used now, where in the old days it used to be pretty much Brazilian, mahogany, etc., etc. But anyway, lots of cool woods these days. So this is wenge and spruce on a Bryan Galloup guitar, and I've got this in dadgad tuning to just show off sort of the, you'll hear that this to me has a very modern sound where it's big and open, but also has a lot of lushness and a little bit more sustain and lingering stuff going on. So here's what a Galloup sounds like. So again, this is just a fun little experiment for us to use our ears to just listen to how guitars are developing over time and what builders are doing. So I've got different body sizes, different woods. So this is not at all scientific. It's just for pure joy. And I hope it's interesting to you. So here I have a 1927 Martin 00018 that I just love. It's light as a feather. It's amazing how it's certainly the lightest guitar in the bunch. Very powerful, very dry, very woody, big, strong mid-range. Sort of what Martin guitars are known for from the olden days. So let's give this one a listen. So here I have a Jordan McConnell guitar. Jordan's a great maker out of Winnipeg, Canada, who I would consider very much having a modern voice. And he builds a lot of guitars that are useful for alternate tunings as well. So this is a Brazilian rosewood and moon spruce guitar, voiced to be very lush and open, beautiful, and a lot of sweetness to this guitar too. So I'm going to show you what this sounds like, and I've got this in an alternate tuning. So some of the things that I've noticed over the years that are different about vintage guitars and modern guitars, and sort of how guitar has evolved just from my own conversations with many builders and things, is the general notion that, of course, Martin guitars developed the X-brace guitar, and then many people sort of stayed very close to that. Martin had their version, Gibson had their versions, and for decades guitars were built sort of similarly in that regard. And I think what's happened really since probably the 60s and certainly the 70s and 80s is a lot of independent builders started saying, well, what if I did something different? So what if I placed the braces slightly different? What if I shaped them slightly different? People have tried parabolic bracing and all kinds of, a double X bracing, and now the line sides, doubled sides and things are, so there's lots of things going on inside the guitar that, I'm not a luthier, but I look inside a lot of these guitars when I hear something special, and you can just see that things are changing. Builders are experimenting. I talk to guys like Bill Tippin or Jordan McConnell or Irvin Samaji, and for decades, they've been trying different things and keeping notes and trying different things and keeping notes. So I think that's why we're at this point where we have so many wonderful guitars and so many great choices and so many ways of being inspired. So to me, that's the real beautiful thing about what's going on in the guitar world. So thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun for me to just share with you some guitars from the 20s, 30s, and today. Thanks from Dream Guitars.